What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is going to be your review of Belle Collective Season 3, Episode 11. So, we start this episode off. We have So Gucci meeting with her daughter. We get to see the grandbaby. And first we hear that her and the baby daddy are having some issues, growing pains, figuring it out. But it sounds like she might be dealing with a little... maybe postpartum, maybe, again, I'm not diagnosing nobody, okay? She said that she doesn't feel sexy and that she doesn't feel like herself, and she's just trying to get back to herself. And in that process, she's not really, it sounds like a lot of it is on her. And I know that women go through a lot when they have babies. Their bodies go through a lot. Mentally, it go through a lot. Physically, once the baby is here, you're not sleeping. You have, everything is different. And they are young. So I hope they work it out. So Gucci said later on in the episode that she does like him and she thinks that he's a good guy. So we're going to keep it positive and hope that they can work it out because, they're young and, I like to see them work it out. But then we get to talking about this whole situation with So Gucci pressing charges and the daughter's talking smack. And now So Gucci's daughter wants to defend her mom. And, listen, even though I think the daughter might have been bringing up some valid points, and as it relates to her talking about the problems that they've had as a blended family through the years. We learned a little bit about it last year. And she said, that's what they do. They throw the rock, they hide their hand. They never want to take responsibility or take any accountability. And, they're upset about what happened with their mom, but I'm upset about what happened with my mom. And here's the reality is that is valid. And, her feelings are valid. That is her mom, and I get it. But here's my issue. And I know that technically these are not kids, right? They're not minors, but they are still children who did not sign up for this. They didn't put themselves on this TV show. They are a byproduct. I have a problem with the kids being involved on any level in this situation. I just do. I have a problem with JJ's daughters having confessionals and talking about what happened. I have a problem with now So Gucci's daughter because, again, nothing good is going, if you are trying to really fix it and work it out, nothing good is going to come out of allowing these young ladies to come onto this TV show, say their piece, and air it out. They may have very valid points and their feelings are valid, but it's not productive. If your goal is to fix it, go to therapy, say all of this behind closed doors with a professional who can help you process these feelings. But now what we have is, now we got everybody going on social media. JJ's daughters, they stayed on Twitter tweeting. Now you got So Gucci's daughter doing a live and saying what she has to say. It's not productive. And again, are you only concerned about making good TV, So Gucci and JJ? Or are you really concerned about fixing this and getting your families to a place where y'all can spend time together? Again, they're beyond the point of, like the kids are grown. And So Gucci's daughter said something that I thought was interesting. She said, you neglected me to help raise them and they don't even appreciate it. So Gucci, if you ain't catch it, I hope you did. And you need to fix that. I don't know. Listen, her perception is her reality. I don't know whether her perception is right or not, but her perception is her reality. So if she feels like that's what happened, that you neglected her to help JJ raise his, that's her reality. And y'all need to work through that. But that's my 2 cents. Moving on. Then we have Latrice and Akeisha. They're going out to a little painting situation down to the same place where they broke up the stuff, the break room or whatever they call it, the anger room, whatever they call it. Rage room, whatever. This episode seemed like it was a lot of people talking to Latrice about her marriage. I think it was edited that way. I do not feel like all these conversations happened at the same time. I feel like all these conversations happened over the process of them filming this season, and they decided to put all of it in this one episode. That's my opinion. I told y'all, Akeisha is actually becoming one of my favorites on this show. And I feel like Akeisha was being genuine and trying to talk to Latrice and say, look, girl, are you good? Do you need somebody to talk to? And she even said, look, I know you have friends outside of the collective. But I want you to know that, you know, sometimes when you dealing with, when you got things going on in your marriage, sometimes you need people to talk to. She said, you know, I just want to let you know. She said, because I'm worried about you. And Latrice's like, what you worried about me for? And she said, you know, the whole thing with you and So Gucci, and just the last couple of times I've seen you, like, I've just been worried, and I just want to make sure you're good. And I want you to know that if you need somebody, no judgments, I'm here. You know, I appreciate that. And that's the kind of conversation that you have with people that you know you're not really that close to, but you see some things and you want to talk about it, but you don't know if you don't necessarily feel comfortable in that space because you don't know if you're welcome in that space to talk to them about it. I was here for Akeisha. I was here for this conversation, and you know, I'm gonna give my whole summation at the end of this episode about Latrice and Zaddy. Okay, I'm gonna wait because it's a lot more layers to this throughout this episode, so we're gonna get to that. But I appreciate that Akeisha wanted to talk to Latrice one-on-one, right? She didn't do it in front of the whole group. She didn't make a spectacle of it. She said, I'm gonna take my girl out, we're gonna be in a relaxed environment, and we're gonna just talk. And if she opens up or chooses to open up, I'm here. If not, I'm just throwing it on the table. You can pick it up or you can leave it there. Then we have So Gucci going out with Leticia. They going walking and stuff. I like the way they're weaving in this fitness throughout this whole season. And I like the fact that they are connected to So Gucci. Even though So Gucci does do real estate, she also does the fitness. So I love the fact that we keep seeing her working with these women and helping them through their journeys, through their fitness, through finding holistic avenues of dealing with issues that they have. I like that. Now, I don't know how qualified she is to do it, but I like the fact that they are showing that side, especially as Black women. A lot of us are on this journey. We do deal with the things that we deal with our bodies and body image, you know, even though people are paying a whole lot of money to get BBLs and get curves and stuff like that, it is still the imitation of what our bodies are naturally, and our bodies still are not celebrated in the spaces that they should be, while we celebrate people who surgically enhanced it. Don't get me started, child. Don't get me going down that road, but I just thought I would throw that in there. Okay, so child, they going on a walk. Leticia done got herself a smoothie, but it probably was more like a milkshake, and she done got So Gucci a green smoothie like she liked it. And Leticia said, listen, I don't know, I don't like it, I ain't in it, I don't want it. You know, I like green smoothies, but it took me a minute. Okay, they definitely are an acquired taste, especially if you get one that doesn't have the sugar in it. It's a little different, but I like it. I've definitely grown accustomed to it. They're talking about what's going on with So Gucci, with you know, with the law, with her pressing charges with the girls and all of that. You know, she just kind of going through all of that. She lets Leticia know that she's having a give back, you know, a charity event where she's partnering with I think it's Clothes for the City or something like that, and they give away, you know, clothes. She said they've done it in the past. They've done pajamas and things like that as a giveaway. When we get there, we actually see it's a little bit more. They have an HIV testing space. They have something else they had going on, but it was a couple of things they had going on, and it looked like it was a nice little event that they had worked out. And they said they've done this a couple of times, and they did actually show us footage of them doing this in the past. So this wasn't something that they just did for the show. This was something that, well, yeah, they've done it before. I'm gonna put it like that. She's worried about the fact that the girls are going to be there. And this is going to be the first time that all of them are going to be. She said, I hope they come. You know, they have helped in the past. But, you know, I know it's a lot going on with me pressing charges. And again, I still feel like that wasn't the move. She said, I just can't let her get away with what she did. Again, I mean, is she within her right to press charges? Sure, Selena hit her first. I'm not going to get into whether it was provoked, unprovoked, whatever. Selena hit her first. But at the end of the day, again, if your goal is to try to blend this family or create harmony, that ain't the way to do it. We already know that in the past, they've gotten along. They've been in the same spaces. So what was different? The cameras? I don't know. Neither here nor there. Also, she said, and that's why I feel like this scene was edited out of sequence, because I feel like this scene probably took place before her and Latrice went to dinner, because she was like, I'm still mad at Latrice because I still feel like Latrice set that up. But her and Latrice just went to dinner last week. They had the whole triple date, and it seemed like they resolved some things, or at least they came to an understanding. So I would hate to feel like So Gucci still feels like Latrice set it up, even after she had that whole conversation last week and everybody seemed to kind of walk away with some sort of an understanding. But child, that's just how I feel. You never know. Child, you never know. Then they start talking about Latrice and Cliff, and Cliff's attitude, and how he walked away at the Christmas event, and how, you know, he just embarrasses Latrice. And, you know, again, they're having this conversation about, because that's what So Gucci was saying. I mean, just because you got things going on at home, or your home ain't happy, don't mean you got to mess mine up. Girl, you have been around Selena 5,672 times in the last 10 years. Now, all of a sudden, something happened. Girl. Moving forward. Then we see Latrice going to dinner with Cliff, aka Zaddy. They're going out for date night, and she tells him that she signed this contract for her Miracle Drop, some sort of distribution deal. He immediately gets upset. Now, I'm gonna say this. I think Cliff's choice of words is wrong, but his sentiment, I understand. His thing was, why am I just finding out about it? Why didn't you tell me about it? You know you don't do anything without me approving it. That is my problem. It's Latrice's business. She had that business before she met you. She built that business. He is not an investor in her hair business. He is an investor in her, I think it might be the Miracle Drops or something, but he wasn't there for the actual hair business, the extensions business. And so I feel like her attitude is, I did this without, like, I don't need to ask your permission. Now, he was like, well, did you get a lawyer to look over? He said, because if you mess around and you ain't read the fine print, then you're going to be out here looking stupid. See, that's the stuff that I don't appreciate. You don't have to call that woman stupid or even put it out there like that. She has clearly built this business. And I'm not saying he didn't help her. I'm not saying he doesn't have input, but I feel like it was real disrespectful for him to be like, you're just stupid. That would just be stupid. Why are you doing that? And she said she had a lawyer read the contract. She said she read the contract. There are no, she said, ain't gonna be no fine print. I read the contract. And at the end of the day, if she does mess it up, she messes it up. But there's no need for her husband to speak to her in the way in which he spoke to her as it related to this. And she got upset. I mean, he said, I'm done with this. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. He gets up and he walks off in the middle of the restaurant, leaves her to pay the check. Then she goes outside, and he's still outside, and he still want to keep fussing. She's out there crying, and he was like, see, this is what you do. This is what you do. Then you start crying and everything. But I'm just telling you, you're going to be looking stupid. If this whole thing don't come out right, you're going to be looking stupid. You know, it's just the choice of words for me. You know, calling her stupid, or he didn't really call her stupid. He just said, you know, he just kept saying stuff. And I just feel like his tone, because even when he was like, and you know, you don't do nothing without my approval, my say, or me approving it. No, I could see if he said, I would like to look over it because I want to make sure everything is good. But your approval? And then for you to talk to her crazy like that, like I said, his sentiment, I definitely understood. I understood why he felt like he needed to address it. I mean, he wanted to review everything. But she don't owe you that. And of course, she's crying, and that's how it ends, you know. So I'm going to just go ahead and talk about this situation with her mom, the conversation with her mom. Later on in the episode, we see that she's at her brother's house. She never went home after this argument. She's at her brother's house, and she's talking to her mom. And once again, she's talking about, you know, I think where I went wrong was when I started calling him Zaddy. Because then he felt like I needed somebody to be my father, and I needed somebody to tell me what to do and raise me instead of just being my husband. So, you know, after today, I'm not going to call him Zaddy anymore. Latrice, if you think that's going to resolve this whole situation, baby, I have a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you. It is bigger than you calling him Zaddy. Now, that is a problem, and I've said that since the first episode of the first season, that's an issue for me, okay? I'm never going to call no man that I lay down with zaddy. Now, I'm not going to get into all of that. But I'm just saying. But it's bigger than that, Latrice. It's really bigger than that. And you can love that man until the wheels fall off. But if he doesn't respect you as an equal, if he doesn't respect you as a businesswoman, you can't be out here saying you a boss, you a boss, you a boss, and you running things, and then this man tears you down like this. This is the second major, I mean, probably the third or fourth time this season that we've seen him talk to you crazy, but it's certainly the second major blow up that we have seen, maybe the third this season. And what that tells me is that he's getting more and more comfortable in front of the cameras being who he really is. See, that first season we only got a little glimpse here and there. That second season we got the door opened up a little bit more and a little bit more, and this season he just on some effort, some I don't care. So again, I say, if this is what you're showing us publicly, what's going on privately? And your mama already told you that if he was her husband, she'd have been left him. Now, what does that tell you? So then we see, I went out of order a little bit, but let's go back. Marie and Leticia. Leticia is out here doing press and promoting her brunch and all of that. And then Marie walks up. She tells Marie, look, I got my brunch coming up and I want you to be on the panel. I'm going to have a panel at the brunch and I want you to be on the panel. But I'm going to have Latrice there too. Marie immediately gets upset. She immediately gets upset, talking about, see, this is what it's about. You just want me. And what I thought was funny, before I get to the two of them arguing, what I thought was funny in this whole conversation was, she said, how can I be a mentor to Latrice and I can't even, and I don't even want to, I can't even invite her to be a part of my brunch. Girl, how you a mentor to Latrice? Latrice running $1 million company. Girl, you running $20 brunches. What you mentoring? Shout these people. Now, her and Marie end up getting into this argument. Marie is like, see, you never apologized to me. You never apologized to me. And she was like, apologize for what? She said, because when I tried to tell you what Latrice was doing, you didn't believe me. And you believed Latrice over me. And then even after you found out the truth, when Latrice admitted it last season, you ain't never apologized to me. Now, let me say this. Marie has been getting on my good nerves this season. She's been a whole bone carrier. And she has been working all of my nerves this season. And that's just the truth. But baby, when you're right, you're right. Marie is absolutely right. If Leticia was her friend and she told Leticia, this woman is out here trying to tear my business down. She is spreading rumors and she is putting out information about my business, whether it is true or false. She is putting information out there about my business and she is trying to tear it down. Baby, she wasn't wrong. Latrice admitted it, that she was sending information to these people. Now, the backstory is, and I think we already talked about this, it was a local blogger that they was sending information to, yada, yada, yada. I think that person has since passed away, rest in peace. But it was true. And I like Latrice. And Marie been getting on my nerves. But listen, you got to call a thing a thing. And when something is what it is, and it is what it is. And she ain't lied. So Leticia, she did end up apologizing. And once Marie broke it down like that, she did apologize. And again, she deserved that apology. So then we get to the giveaway with So Gucci. Again, it was a great event. I thought it was cool. The ladies showed up. All of the ladies were there except for Marie. I don't think I saw Marie. Was Marie there? I don't think I saw Marie, but I saw the rest of the ladies. Akeisha and Willie. Tambra was there. Latrice. And the girls were there. You know, it didn't look like that they had much of a conversation. I think we might see more of that next week with So Gucci. But what you expect them to say? Like, you were literally pressing charges. Like, I'm surprised they even showed up. I mean, I got to give them credit for showing up because I don't think I would have been there. But then Leticia takes Latrice aside to have a conversation with her. And she basically lets her know, girl, look, you and your marriage are the topic of discussion among the Bells because we are worried about you. We are worried about you, and we are worried about what you have going on with your husband. You know, he's embarrassing you in public. He's putting information out there about you in public. And you know, we just feel some kind of way about that. Like, we, you know, you can't, like I just said, you can't be a boss in public and then you got this man treating you like trash. So Latrice got upset, but basically what Latrice said was, look, I don't really care about what none of y'all think. Like, when I leave here, I don't think about y'all. Y'all opinions really don't mean nothing to me. But she was crying. So I felt like that's not true. You wouldn't be crying if it didn't mean nothing to you. If you weren't worried about it, if it didn't bother you, you wouldn't have that sort of emotion. That's my opinion. And that's sort of where the episode ended. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.